These tired eyes fixed on the rain, hearts in pieces scattered on the floor. This old guitar, my only paramour. Streetlights flicker in a ghostly glow. Lonely nights everywhere I go. Whiskey bottle lying on its side. Dreams all tangled, got no place to hide. Sing the blues like it's the only truth I know. Feel the beats take me where the shadows grow. Play the pain from my fingers to the sky. Midnight blue, tell me why I gotta try. Echoes linger from the chords I strum.
Okay, here we are live. I'm gonna wait for some of you folks to come in. What's up, Jedi Jim? How you doing, bud? Waiting for people to come in is all. I'm gonna show what I got going on here. I'll show you now. Got that buck 110 I've been doing. What's up, Jedi Jim? How you doing, bud? Did the first video on. Here she be. I'm waiting for small epoxy holes to be filled on it. It was done in the cactus scales. $19.71, buck 110. I rounded over all the edges, so it's no longer a $19.71 with the flat scales on it. There's my carving on it. I need a better lighting over here directly. So I got a lot of sanding to do on it yet, but she's coming along and almost finished. I filled the what they call the seed holes from the seeds that's on the cactus, or not the cactus, but the pine cone. You can see the little holes there. That one's filled, but you see here I got colored epoxy waiting to dry. As soon as this dries 24 hours, by this time tomorrow I'll be sanding her down and I'll be done with the second part video. RSV, huh? What's that? What's RSV, Jim? Thanks. It's coming along. This is for a fellow out in Las Vegas. He sent me his knife, and you can see it's got some age and wear on it, but he's fine with the way it is. So he's going to be really fine when he gets it done. Good working knife. Then I'm doing this Camillus. Just got done sanding and polishing the blade. You see some of the pitting in it, so it's not a perfect sand and polish by no means, but it's pretty nice polish. I got it up to 2500 grit sanding it. So I got this piece of ebony wood here. It's going to be the handles for it. I got to make the brass guard tonight. Beautiful ebony. I'm going to do probably some ebony. At the brass guard I'll start out with maybe white spacer, ebony, white spacer, brass, white spacer, brass, white spacer, ebony, and do the same here towards the pommel. It's an $80 piece of ebony right there. One of my customers gave to me. Newfangled virus. Mostly congestion. Trying to keep from blowing my brains out, my nose and lungs out of my chest. Well, what you need to do is get you some, go on YouTube and look up videos on how to make it, or online and see how to make ginger tea. Some fresh ginger, you boil it in the water, then you add some honey to it and lemon. Between the honey, lemon, and ginger, it'll clean you up right away. That's the powerhouse of life there. Lemons, ginger, and honey. Honey will make you sleep like a baby. Take a tablespoon before bed. So I got my camera here on the tripod. I'm going to move it. There's my cell phone. I'm watching my chat in real time. I got some lag issues I got to work on. Here's my razor knife that I've been working on. Let me bring this camera up a little better. There we go. I got to reconfigure my spring for it now. I'm going to redo this because I made the pocket a little too horizontal. But this is my limit here where that line is, when this razor closes. I got a stop pin right here that stops that blade before it hits the spring right there. So the stop pin's right there. That's when you look at this. There's no kick on a conventional folding knife. You got the kick that comes out that hits the spring. Well, this one don't. I got a magnet on here just to move it. Put that pin will hit that hole I got right there and stop the blade from hitting anything. Here's the pin right here. You can see it. So I got some scales ordered for this. So work on getting this thing together. See if I can't. I don't have the spring for it, so. But let me see here. See what I can do. The jig I use for putting it together. Working on it. Sanding it. One-handed razor, Jim. And more of Jack Daniels and holy water. Okay, well, if it's bothering you, I just told you how to get rid of it. The old cast iron ashtray. So now you'll see the stop pins right there. So when this blade comes around unlocked, it hits that stop pin. When this is all together, it misses everything. The blade won't hit the rocker on the rocker lock. It just misses that. So when I make the new one, like I said, I'm going to do it more like a buck 110. It's going to be a straight pin instead of a curved pin like they had it. I might make this longer and come back further with it. So, and this will go on here like this. There we have it. There we go. It's going to be a beautiful knife. My first razor. So there's my 3 projects I got to get done. This customer's well, actually a buddy of mine. I've been kind of like dicking him around and put it off for over a year. So I got to get this canvas done for him. He gave me some knives, and I never filled my obligations. So that's my new New Year's resolution, is fill my obligations. But this one's got to get done right away and go back to be on its way to Vegas. As soon as that epoxy dries in them seed pits. Some of these guys online that sell these scales, they don't do a really good job. You know, they fill a mold, rectangular mold, and put the pine cone in it, and they don't vibrate it or heat the epoxy or put it in an air pressure tank to make sure there's no air bubbles in it, so everything's filled. So then I got to go back and fill them all once I sand her down. But these days I'll do one for myself. But, yep. Uh, you still with me, Jim? That's my 3 projects going on right now. Hey, I gotta pull out of my pocket a 3-piece chicken dinner. Hold on. There we go. Need a 3-piece chicken dinner, Jim? Fit right in your pocket. Where did my Emmylou go? Hmm. Yep. Yeah, I got some lag time. I gotta figure that out. I'm learning about this OBS live streaming here, so it's a work in progress for me. I'll get better and better at this live thing the more I do it. Man, it's like 10-degree wind chill here right now. I guess by the middle of the month, it's going to be a complete shockwave across the country. My buddy's in North Carolina. He said the temperature there was 20 degrees. It never gets hardly below 40 in North Carolina in wintertime. Once in a while. But yeah, I mean, from some of these experts I've been seeing that we're going to have an all-time record low ever in the history of our country. Here in northern Illinois, it's going to hit minus 40 degrees wind chill, 20, 25 below zero. And then across the Midwest, all the way down in Tennessee, it's going to be 0 plus. It's hitting it right now. I think in Arkansas is getting hit right now with -10, -20. That's hardly heard of. Quarter pounder, huh? Right. I got so much lag time on this. I don't know what the. I think I got like a 30-second lag time. I set my resolution settings and everything, and I just can't get it. I will though. Where the hell did I put my lighter? Here's that Ferrers rasp. I gotta finish it up too. Sog seal pup. I made it look like a sog seal pup. I love making knives out of rasps. They get their own unique texture on each side of the blades. So I made the handles like this so you can see the texture all the way around the blade. And these are just barely pinned on, so I got a lot of work to do to it yet. Heat treat it yet. But I think I'm going to put a hollow grind bevel on this, just like the regular seal pup. And then this one here that I showed my video how to take apart folding knives. I got it back together. This is an epoxy pour that I made. I made these scales. Poured them myself. Kind of looks like a burl of wood. Pretty sweet. I got to finish sanding it. But this K-bar is back together here. I had difficulty pinning it, so I didn't show the video. It happens. Bigger knives are a booger bear, as Kevin the knife doctor says. Man, I'm surprised nobody else is in this live session here. Go get that original seal puck. It comes in this ballistic nylon sheath with I put an Arkansas stone in it. Finest stones in the world. There's my lookalike. Let me change the studio mode. Okay, now I can see it better. I'm just going to go by the chat on my phone. The chat on the PC takes up too much room. Beautiful. I love them. I love the seal puck. So, I mean, these things just fit in your hand like a dream. You can choke up with your thumb. Put your thumb here. It's like an ultimate fighting knife. I mean, I guess that's why the SEALs like to carry it, right? Of course, they got folks watching the chat. Oh, you're in Indy, huh? Yeah. One of my favorite fishing holes in Indiana is over at Iliana Beach, Lake Schaefer, Monticello, Indiana. I used to go to the Indianapolis 500 back in the day all the time every year. Don't do that anymore. The last one I went, Mario Andretti won it. He was in second place. And I can't remember, I think it was Mario Andretti and Castro Levinez or something like that, I think his name was. But yeah, he got my neck knife here. This is my handmade minimalist style cleaver. I made the sheath. It's hybrid, Kodiak leather. Has my logo on the back. Backwoods Leather is my leather business. Yep. I got an upholstery shop, leather shop. You see my sewing machine right there. There's my knife cabinet. Looks like tools are in there, but that's all full of knives. I probably got over 600, 700 folding knives in that. And that's my sewing machine. And here you see my fly tying station. It wraps around my hole when I tie flies for fishing. And over here is my knife cabinet. There's probably 300 fixed blades in there. A couple hundred. Some folders on the bottom. I got a lot scattered. Just so busy. I just got a trike seat out. So Casteves, yeah, that sounds familiar. Casteves actually was, I think it was him winning the race. And Mario Andretti, this is back in 79, 80, somewhere around there. And Casteves was winning the race. Last lap, his spoiler, he hit the wall and his spoiler flew off. I mean, he was on the straightaway. Or was it out of, let me see. Yeah, he hit the wall in turn 3. his spoiler flew down the straightaway doing about 180 miles an hour off the vehicle. And Myro Andretti was in second place, and he passed him and won it. That was the last race I've been to. Thanks, Alan. Welcome, bud. Yeah, I'm showing off my projects that I'm working on now here. I got a one-hand razor here I'm working on. The mechanics of it, I gotta make a spring for it yet. Grind the razor. It's gonna be a flat grind razor. But this shows everything how it works. And I got a magnet on it right now for picking the blade up. That's my one-hand razor. Gotta make scales for it yet. I gotta heat treat it, grind it, heat treat it, the whole 9 yards. That's that. This is what I'm doing a customer right now. I released the first video you see me doing it. Carving the spine. You can see it all. I got this sanded up today. I'm filming today on it. So I'll put that video together and probably release it in the morning tomorrow. So you can see how I put the scales on and sanded them down. And right now I got epoxy in all the little seed holes. The guy that made these online, he wasn't too good at making pinecone scales, but the customer sent these. I told him pick them out and send them to me. So yeah, 1971 knife he sent me, buck, 110 USA. That's all it says on the blade. So 71, 72. It had the 90-degree edges, kind of sharp. So I sanded them down like the newer buck 110, so there's no rough spots on this knife. Coming along. This is a preview of what you're going to see tomorrow morning. Little swell, so it fits your hand better. Yep, he sent me the knife, and this is what he wanted me to do to it. It's a $275 project if I do one for you. If I buy a knife, it's $375. This here is a camulus I'm doing for a fellow. U.S. military camulus. I just got done sanding and buffing it on the buffer. So I'll tape all this up. It's got some pitting in it. Can't really get rid of that. Front and back. But you can make it shine. And he wants me to put my Kodiak Edge logo across here, and I'll do that on the opposite side of the camulus. And I got this $80 piece of ebony wood here. I gotta make my brass guard yet, and I'll do it in layers. This is the one I showed you I took apart, how to take it apart. It's in a rough shape right now. I gotta finish sanding it to another project. But as far as peening it, I was gonna film peening it, and I didn't because it got out of control with me. These bigger knives are hard to peen. But it's looking nice. I mean, I gotta finish sanding this. I poured these scales here. And this is a K-bar hunting knife. K-bar hunter. 1184 USA. It looks like a burl. This is epoxy scales I made with 2 different colors. 3 different colors. Swirled them around in the scales when I made the scales. I got a rubber mold for making scales. And then this is the SOG seal pup here. I made one out of a rasp to match it. I wanted to show the rasp texture all the way around the handle. So this is just pinned in place, as you can see. It's got to get finished. I'm going to put a hollow grind on it like this. Work a little more hollow on a swedge. Two different textures. This is a Ferrer's rasp, is what they call it. That's the prettiest one to make a knife out of, I think. So I wanted to show everybody that, and then I wanted to ask everybody too. What would you like to see in a video? A knife that's repaired. This don't look like it's too straight. And I think that's just the way it's made. See this other blade? That's the same. It is what it is. So, give me some ideas, some thoughts. What you'd like to see me film. This one here is my neck knife. It's Kodiak sheath. I've got maple leaves on it, or oak leaves here with the walnuts, acorns, I'm sorry. Leather, and I used a white dye to antique it. It's called a hybrid sheath because it's leather and Kydex. And the other side's got my leather logo on it, backwoods leather. It's my little cleaver. It's a minimalist style cleaver by CRKT. I went with their design, except I took the finger holes out and I did this. This is actually my little design thrown in here. But it fits your fingers like a glove, there ain't no doubt about it. Nice little box cutter that you can choke up on. Drag it along, slice something open, packages. I carry it around to open things, Amazon packages and whatever. Then I made the lanyard for it. It's a paracord lanyard and it's adjustable. Just pull on that and pull on that. Make it smaller or bigger. Yep. So I think the repair restores are interesting, but the mods are amazing, Jim. Jim talking to Jim? You don't have to say Jim every time after you say something, Jim. I appreciate it, sir. But, yeah. These are my projects. And so far so good on the 71, 72 buck 110 here. I got a lot of sanding to do on the bolsters and then buffing. I'll get it up to about 600 grit. And then when I buff it, all the scratches will be gone. She'll look nice. I don't have to go up to 2500, but I will with, I'll sand all this down to 2500 because the finer you sand this epoxy, the more it polishes. Then I'll put a polishing agent on it. Polish it by hand because I don't want to burn it on the buffer. Old email habits. Oh, I got you. Yeah, you gotta break that habit, Jim. I'm not teasing you or laughing at you. I just won the break. It's kind of a respectful thing, you know what I mean? But there's that ebony. Yeah, I threw a smaller stone in here, but I like the Arkansas stones here. put that knife on that sharpening stone, you look at it and you pick up on it till you see that shadow go away. It casts a shadow under the blade. I don't know if I can show you here. Right about there, you'll see that there's a shadow. Once that shadow disappears, then you can start sharpening it. Watch your thumb, you don't cut it on this little guy. Basically set it down. You get a feel for it. You can really feel how it's sharpening. This ain't a sharpening lesson, but I just thought I'd show you. One of the tricks is to make sure you want to get that right angle. It's got a shadow now and you pick up on it. As soon as that shadow disappears right there, you're at the right angle. You can put some coloring on here too with a marker and practice that shadow going away. A couple swipes, then look at the other side and see how much you took off. The bottom line too is you want to get used to feeling that bird that you're creating as you sharpen. Get a nice bird going and you just turn it around and sharpen it on the other side. But these are the best stones, the Arkansas stone. Get a strop here. I got actually an invention of a strop that I want to do. Kind of similar to this one. It's going to be longer, and I'm going to put slots in it at different angles. So you can put your, right here I have slots and slots here. So when you're dragging this knife across this way, you'll put your blade in that slot and get that 17 degree or 25 degree or whatever degree you are, and keep that come across strop. And I'm going to have my logo burnt into the handle here, and I'll sell them. But now when you do this side, you want them angles over here on this side. So I have the angled slots in this side and the angled slots in this side. So if we're coming across here, I'll have the angles right there for this angle. And then you stick it in there, it gives you the angle you want, pull it out across, you're there. Nobody makes a strop like that, but I will be. Let's see how I did it here. Oh yeah. It's hard to cut this paper on. I'm trying to get the right view on that camera. I hardly ever use stones when I sharpen. I can sharpen a knife in less than a minute on 2 grits. A minute on one grit and a minute on another grit. I'll start out at 400 if it needs an edge put back on it, and then I hit it with 800 on my 2-inch belt sander in it. When you put that on that belt sander and you go across the belt sander, you'll see that burr forming as you come across the belt sander. Take some practice, but once you get it, you'll feel a nice, you'll see that burr actually forming. You'll be up close. You'll be up close. Say my fingers are the belt. You'll be up close and you drag that son of a bitch across there. You'll see that burr forming as you go with the right angle. Flip it around, do it again. You know what I mean? The only reason why it takes more than a minute is because I got to change the belts out from the 400 to the 600 or 800. Most knife companies think buck sharpens the 600, Camula 600, 800 I think tops. Yeah. That was by hand with an Arkansas dry stone. So if you want a nice little stone, they got the fine. This is the fine. This is probably about 1,000 grit. I don't think this thing's really been sharpened yet. I haven't really used it. But it was probably factory edge 600 grit. And I used the Arkansas fine 1,000 grit. Okay. I'm not getting no comments here on my cell phone. So, get you an Arkansas medium, fine, whatever. You can put several in this, in something like this. There's room for all 3 of them if you wanted to really put all 3 in there. I just keep that in there in case I need it. Close it tight. It won't come out. So I'm going to start scheduling my live videos. Y'all got anything you want me to film, learn about? And if you haven't yet, check out my playlist under my header in my YouTube channel. I'm designing my playlist to be very entertaining and very informative. So you can learn how to what's up everybody? So you can learn how to do things from other videos all over YouTube to pictures and resources that I'll have in there. I'm going to have different categories from what I used to do. I used to make fishing lures, and go in my playlist and click on it. I even got interactive channels that I follow, and I think I got you in there, Jim. One of your videos in my playlist, and inspirational, the playlist called Inspirational YouTubers that I follow, you know what I mean? And I can sync you with it, and you can post the video you want to show on my playlist yourself. You got to go into the YouTube studio and accept and do the syncing yourself, and then after that you can post your own videos on my YouTube channel, the ones you want people to see. People usually post their best work or their best video or whatever. But I got a lot of different plans. I want to do some outdoor survival and military techniques that I learned in the military in the playlist. I'm going to start filming that. Seems like the #1 YouTubers, and I'm talking these people are making 200,000 plus a month. You know, small guy like me, you know, Kevin from Kevin the Knife Doctor, we're small time. These guys are making, there's a couple fellows, I think there's like 4 people making over 400,000 a month. They're getting like 2.5 million clicks a day. And most of them, you'll see in my playlist, I got the Outdoor Boys and the Outdoor Survival section of my playlist. That guy makes minimum, he's a retired attorney, grew up, born and raised in Alaska. And he's making over 200,000 a month. He's got over 1 million videos. But it's all about entertaining, getting people to love your content, keeping them glued, kind of telling a story, and you know, one video will make or break you. It's like I was at 340 subscribers less than a month ago. In that one video I made about taking a knife apart in less than a minute, that shot me up to 780 subscribers in 6 days. So videos will make you or break you. It's all about getting them made properly and entertaining, and you know, if you want to make money at it, you know, once you get past 1,000 subscribers, you can start making pennies. When you get up to where Kevin's at now, he can make a living on what he's doing now with the amount of subscribers he's got. And it's crucial to make videos every day. Put you out there in the algorithm more. People in the knife community, when they click on YouTube, their home stream is showing everything they're interested in of all the people that fit their billet based on what they click on all the time. So when I click on knife things on YouTube, you know, Jedi Jim, the Knife Doctor, everybody I watch, the type of content I like, that's what drives the algorithm of YouTube. So, and then when you make videos, it's crucial you have a thumbnail, even if it's a long form video or a short video. Make that video in the search engine. When they go to YouTube, they see the picture, you know, they see the thumbnail, you know, make it simple letters, you know, catch the eye, a color, or you know, something that's dramatic to when they look at it, they're like, oh yeah, look at that, you know. And if you make a long form video, the first 8 to 12 seconds is usually determines whether somebody's going to click on and stay on your videos. Need some oil on that adjustment for level. Oil on the stone? Nah, I don't use no oil on the stones. Arkansas stones, you don't really have, you know, they'd be considered an oil stone, but I don't use them. After every use of a knife, if you just stroke it, you know, this is not a legit knife here, but after every use, just stroke it, you know, because you're creating a burr when you're cutting with it. This ain't even a treated blade, so it ain't gonna cut nothing, but you know, I haven't touched this thing since I got it from the customer. It's dull. It's got a sharp little tip though. But just put a nice stroping on it after you use it. Every time you use a knife, strope it. Carry a little pocket stroke with you. Because basically, essentially what a cutting edge is micro serrations that you make. Okay? If you look at it under a magnetic eye or a microscope, you'll see the serrations that any stone that you use makes on it. So you're basically creating serrations with a burr. You take that burr away from the serrations, and that's what gives you that sharp edge. So this is taking the burr off them serrations. And you create more of a burr when you cut with a knife. The serrations are still there, but they're fouled up with more of a burr, see, from cutting. I mean, I just stroke this and we'll see where we're at. Yeah, I didn't do nothing to this knife. It's still dull, like you can tell here. Oh, it's not bad though. But, yeah, that's just from stroking it. Some spots are really sharp, like this tip's really sharp. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sharpen it too much. I got to tape it up and work on it. But boy, I don't know why it's taking so long. Man, I got psoriasis on my back, my lower back, bugs. My hands got psoriasis on it. Even my nails, the doctor said, no, that's not fungus, that's psoriasis, but it ain't too bad. I keep them clean, and I got to clean underneath the cuticles. Stuff's getting old, man. Shit happens. I'm a retired union carpenter. Over the years, I've used and abused these hands. These hands built more houses, remodeled more houses, more decks, more bridge work, scaffold work, you name it, done more shit than the average Joe's hands. And I've actually been a carpenter 48 years. So I was building houses when I was with my dad. My dad's a union carpenter. He retired. I got in under him. He retired in 2000. I retired in 2020. So you don't need to be looking at my junk. But yeah, that's my knife cabinet. Full of knives, one after the other. You can see this cabinet. One of my beginning videos when I started. One of my favorites. Two of my favorites. Three of my favorites. Four. Yeah, a bunch of Spydercos in there. I'm a big Spyderco fan. These here are my cold steels. I love the cold steel knives. This is the one I put the wood scales on it. This is the ironwood. No. Zebra wood. I made them scales for it. This is cold steel Recon 1. That's the Formax Scout, by the way. Recon 1. I love the triad lock. I mean, it's just phenomenal. I got to work on this one. My drill press blasted through this thing here. But this is carbon fiber with copper, and then I made a copper lanyard for it. Coiled copper wire with leather. Yeah, look at this. I gotta take this thing apart and work on it. I might re-epoxy the inside there and repocket it, but this one turned out perfect. Triad lock. You can hang 800 to 900 pounds on this blade before it'll break, and that's what put cold steel on the map, is that triad lock. Strongest locking knife there is on the market today. And this one here is SR1 Light. I haven't done nothing with this one. Stock scales. I keep the scales in all the boxes. I give them to somebody if I sell it. I'll probably put something. I might even put buffalo on. I'm thinking buffalo. What do you think? I don't care if it's made in Thailand or not. Taiwan, you know, same quality. You know, you're only paying the difference in steel. And then these here, when you close them, you can push on that lock, and that'll cut your finger. So when you push on that lock, there's a trick to it here. Right there. This one here, push on that lock, it'll cut you. So you want to put your finger here if you're going to close it one-handed till you break it, and then you can go. This one here, yeah, see, that's supposed to, you're supposed to be able to keep your finger there. And the kick, not really a kick, not much of a kick. They don't give you much room from that blade of the spring, do they? But yeah. So that's my knife cabinet over there. Okay, fellas. If y'all got a Facebook page, you can hit me up on Facebook. Gordon G. Man Home. My links to all my pages are up top in my YouTube channel. Work construction, private security, office work, computers, mostly typed a couple million lines of, I got this fucking heart in my way. Why do they put shit in us in the way of reading stuff? Code and made crap that didn't work. Cool. Kind of like a handy fix-it man. A fix-it maintenance man. That's cool. I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by tradesmen. My whole family. Everybody in the family is union tradesmen. So I learned just about every aspect of every trade. I was running a 955 Cat when I was 13 years old. My grandpa had a mechanical contracting union contractor business. He did all the sewer and water for all the towns surrounding. He had government contracts. He did the Joliet Army Arsenal ammunition plant, all the sewer and water there. And he taught me to weld, and you know, I learned electrical from other cousins and plumbing from other cousins. I could build a house from the ground up, everything. In fact, when I built my house, all the electrical work, I got a green tag on all my inspections from everything from the concrete all the way through. But yeah, you work construction, you know what I mean, Jim? And then fixing crap. I didn't do that for a living like you did, but I fixed a lot of my own crap. Now YouTube University teaches me how to fix anything. Teaches me how to make anything. YouTube makes college obsolete anymore, except for brain surgery, of course. But, oh, back down on my junk. So anyways, behind me here you see a mess, but I haven't made something in a while. This is all my leather tools. This whole bench goes all the way across my shop. So it's all messy. Full of tools for doing other work. Then over here you'll see the wood cabinet hanging on the wall that closes. With my green jacket's hanging on the ladder in front of it. But that right there, that's my closable wood cabinet. I got all my planes on this side, and then the opposite side. That's my hand saws, my hammers, and everything in between, from my chisels to my dovetail saw to my scribers and everything else. Never stop cleaning, man. Now right here I got out some Blade magazine books. I got just about every one of them. This one here is a 2017 issue. What's cool in here, man? Yeah, go on my playlist and look at the videos on the famous knife makers. You want to know who made? I just ate a Hershey's Kiss. I'm a chocolate buff. So is my grandfather. See if I can bring it up. Studio mode. There we go. Camera 2 webcam overlay. Let me see if I can add. Scene 2. Camera 2. Webcam overlay. Let me see if I can add my browser here. Uncle was a custom builder. Worked with him from high school and halfway through college. Just did what he told me, and he didn't like showing how to do something twice. Taught me to pay attention. Yeah, that's something I picked up in the military. Pay attention to detail. Yes, sir. And the older we get, the wiser we get. My grandfather used to tell me, if a person's one day older than you, he's one day wiser. Just listen and learn, he always said. Those who don't talk are the ones you got to worry about the most, he said. Those who talk know little or nothing. A lot about everything and a little about none of it. Any of it. So, I like to smoke, and that's me. I keep it real. I got a very healthy diet. I probably smoke. I went for 2.5 packs a day down to less than a pack now, so I'm weeding myself out of it. So let me see here. This is my leather knuckles lighter case I made. Put a Zippo in and out of it. It's got skulls stamped on it. All hand stitched. It's not metal, but I tell you what, that probably rips somebody's skin if you come across them right with it. I'm surprised they haven't anybody want me to make them one yet. And I made my leather case, 1950 style with the match holder in the back. Made that about 10 years ago. It's got my initial on there, G for Gordon. My leather business here. Backwoods leather. So I'm going to have a giveaway here, just to let you know. I've gained 490 subscribers in the last 9 days. One video made it take off. And I'm getting probably about 10 subscribers a day. Before it was like 1 or 2 every 3-4 days. So I got plans for another great video. That's gonna get a lot of subscribers, get over 1,000, so they can start paying me pennies. But I got a couple of these Zippos. I'm gonna go back and get another few in the packages, and I'm gonna put my logo on them. I don't know where I put it, but I've showed them to you. Actually, they're in some of my videos. My Zippo. I'm gonna give away a couple of these with Kodiak Edge bear claw engraved on them. That'll be one of my giveaways. And then if I can find it over here, it's buried. Well, I can't find it, but I got these hats. And I'm gonna go with, I made this one. This is my carpenter's. It'll be similar to this one. So I got a new hat here. I just gotta clean the dust off of them. Never used. I got two for $5. They're great hats, American made. So I'm gonna do Kodiak Edge on one of them. I got a logo stamp for that. And then I got these knives going in to get Cerakote finished. So it's gonna come with an ulti clip. This is gonna be I'll give away two. One of these, and two of these, and one hat. So there'll be 3 people to win. So I'm gonna go live, I think, maybe tomorrow and announce it. I'm gonna schedule it, I think, tonight for tomorrow night about this time, after dinner. And I'm gonna announce it. So y'all can help me get to 1,000 right away. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, these will have my logo on it. I might make a little tie-up case for it to go in. 2 Zippos given away, and this here is my design pocket dump with an ulti clip in front. Clips on the front of your pocket, and it's a fixed blade side buster basically. I love the side buster knife, and I'm sending these in beginning of next week. The fellow's gonna Cerakote these completely, because this is high carbon 1084, and he's gonna Cerakote them to match the sheaths that I make them for. So this one will get Cerakoted, the whole blade and all, with the same pattern of the Kydex, and I'll give that away. Nice little giveaway. I'll put probably a neon green or a chartreuse green lanyard on it too. After he Cerakote finishes it, I gotta sandblast this one more time, because they like them sandblasted when they Cerakote them. And off it'll go. So that's my design, my knife. And somehow I gotta get the Kodiak Edge on it. I might have just a Kodiak Edge on there. These are already heat treated, so. But in the future, I'm gonna have it stamped on here. I gotta get some more etching logos made for different size knives. The one I got now is for the bigger blades. So, nice little giveaway. I figured this one out in the night. Love the side buster. I mean, fits the hand nicely. My hands are dirty from sanding, polishing this up. But yeah, choke way up on that bad boy, huh? Nice and skinny. Fit right in your pocket here. That's what I'm carrying. Custom shop Spitfire with carbon fiber scales. Spyderco Native serrated. And I'm carrying my custom mod beluga petrified fish. Curly birch scales from Finland. That's where that wood came from. Reverse middle finger flip. Made in China. If you haven't checked out petrified fish, do yourself a favor and look at them. The quality, fit, and finish on these are every bit of a $125 knife in America. I've had this a couple years now, and it just flies. It's got a thumb flick on the top. Nice. So, the pocket dump. Open your ulti clip, put it in there on the side, clip it in, and it's there to stay. Let me see here. Get some better lighting here. Always got a fixed blade with you. Real nice. Put this inside anywhere you want. Of course, little figure. Put it inside your belt. You know, like that. You just go inside if you want to cross draw or whatever. Put it in your sweats when you're jogging. In your pants. Like that. It's really concealed. But it's like a hand pocket knife, like a pocket folder. So, and they're called pocket dumps. Most of the manufacturers are making them now. So, right on my pocket. Boom. There's that. So be looking, if you're still on here, Jim and Alan, or if you come back, be looking for my announcement tonight, or my scheduled live for tomorrow night. I don't know, you know what, I think I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to rush it. I won't schedule for tomorrow night. I think I'll schedule for Wednesday night. So, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you watching. I got lots of things to do. I'm going to spend some time with my wife now. And she hates it when I'm down here in the dungeon, she calls it. It's one of my expensive knives here. I love my Spydercos. And I love the Buck Spitfire. God, I love the Buck Spitfire. I can close these one-handed. Yeah. Alright, man. Of course, I can't touch this, but I'm going to work on the video tonight and get it done. So you all can watch it tomorrow morning. And I'll have one more video on it for polishing it up, and I put a nice polish on it. Finish sanding and polishing. I'll probably sand this blade down, get some of these scratches that he made on it off. But yeah. Alright, y'all. Appreciate your time. I'll be lurking in the videos, watching y'all's videos, and until next time, I'll see you again. Peace.